Hello, beautiful people. Good evening. Hi, how are you? How is this Monday finding you? Let's hope that we are able to bring some magic in for this week. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the moon astrology of the week. Then I was wondering what else can I bring you. What else can I be of service with in these videos that I'm making? And today I want to talk about a book that I'm currently reading, and then maybe we are going to draw some cards. I have them here with me, the Divine Feminine Oracle today. Okay, so let's see the moon of today, of this week. Right now, as we are speaking, the moon is in Scorpio. And she's going to be there until tomorrow. Tomorrow, part of the majority of the part of today is going to be with this energy of Scorpio moon. This means that we might be interested in the occult or the underneath or the not so obvious type of information. Maybe we are pondering if to dive deep or not in some emotions. Maybe the subject of death, rebirth, transformation is present in our days. Maybe we are wondering what is it that we want to transform into our lives. Or if we are not doing this, these are good questions for us to ponder, to contemplate about during the moon in Scorpio. And as Uranus sits in Taurus for the next 6 years still, every time that the moon is in Scorpio, we are going to have this opposition with this big, important, chaotic, innovative planet that's in Taurus. And this might mean that every time the moon goes into Scorpio, something unexpected can come to the surface, something we didn't think about. Maybe it's an emotion, maybe it's a new idea, maybe it's something that comes from our own subconscious or in that place inside of us where we put things under the carpet and we don't want to look at it. Moon in Scorpio opposing Uranus in Taurus might be that kind of energy that will bring to surface things that we were not expecting. Tomorrow evening, the moon already will be traveling into Sagittarius, making her first quarter moon. It's that part of the astrology, the moon astrology, when the moon is half light, half dark. It is that part that invites us at a moment of stillness in order for us to reflect a little bit of what has been happening since last week, since the new moon, and what is it still that we need to accomplish until the full moon. It is a moment that it's inviting us to bring some balance in between feminine and masculine, light and dark, rest and activity, and any other paradoxes that you might be juggling these days. And as it's in Sagittarius, it's always an invitation for us to think about what is beyond what am I actually seeing, what is my connection with my own beliefs, what is my connection with the divinity, what is my connection with the collective beliefs and what I've been told. Sagittarius, it's a sign that likes to go beyond, look beyond what is being said or done. So either we can exaggerate this while with the moon is in Sagittarius, either we take the courage to actually dream a little bit higher and put our visions a little bit beyond what we normally do. While the moon is in Sagittarius is making supportive aspect with Mars in Aries. So there are two fire signs, Sagittarius in Aries, and they all elements in between them in astrology make supportive aspects with each other. So this Mars in Aries supporting the Moon in Sagittarius might give us the impulse that we need to bring our dreams a little bit further, to envision our life, to take care of our needs of connecting with something that goes beyond our day-to-day understanding. So this is going to be the energy for the middle of this week, starting with tomorrow evening. So Wednesday and Thursday, we are going to be with this fiery energy of Sagittarius. And then going into weekend, starting with Friday morning, the moon is going to be already in Capricorn. In Capricorn, we know we have a party with three planets being retrograde, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. Uh, and it's been the invitation that we have been going through in the last kind of 2 years and a half to look at the relationship we have with our own image, status in society, to look at the relationship that we have with the masculine or with the patriarchy and with the systems that have been running in the last century, the corporations, the governments, the big systems that we are all part of. What is our relationship with that? It is also an invitation to understand what is it that it's our mountain, what is it that it's our challenge that we are ready to climb, that we are ready to take on fully, because Capricorn has this talent of understanding what is it the objective and what does it need to happen in order to get there. It's also it's an earth sign, Capricorn, right? So it brings to surface all our need of stability, of certainty, of basically bringing to ground everything that the moon in Sagittarius brought in order from our dreaming beyond. Capricorn is the one that is like, okay, we have a vision, we have a dream. Now, how can we make it, turn it into reality? How can we climb this mountain? How can we go after this vision in actual, tangible ways, not only in the dream form? So this is going to be the energy as we go into the weekend, and then by Sunday, the moon is going to go in Aquarius. That's how our next week is going to start with this energy, this Aquarius energy, bringing together the global mind, the innovation, the freedom, the connection with other people. And we have to understand that we are heading towards the full moon that is going to happen next week. So the energy, it's in a crescendo, right? So, and this in going the higher rhythm of intensity of the moon as she goes into fullness, it's also an invitation for us to see what is exactly growing in our life. Is it growing my capacity to do things, or is it growing my depression or my anxiety, or is it growing my ideas and my creativity, right? Depending on where we are on our lives, we see that the full moon has the capacity to make bigger what's already going on, only for us to have the capacity to then see it, look into it, heal it if it's needed to be healed, or capitalize on it, or transform it into something that it's more material, more palpable. This is what I have for the astrology, the moon astrology of the week. Let's go to the second part. Today I was telling you that I want to talk about a book. It is about it's author her. So I'm trying to see how do I put this in perspective. The author that did the Divine Feminine Oracle cards, the one that I'm using a lot in my YouTube reading, it's Megan Watterson. And the latest book she has, it's all about Mary Magdalene. It's called Mary Magdalene Revealed. And I've been a fan of Mary Magdalene since 4 5 years, I think. Let's put it like this. And I want you to understand here that it's not the Mary Magdalene from the religious aspect. I'm not connecting here with any Catholic or Orthodox approach. It's my belief that, okay, if Christ and Mary Magdalene and all those people existed, that we formed the 2000 year religion and tradition based on them, then how would this Mary Magdalene be? Because everything that the Bible served me, I didn't like. It was like a dish that I sent back to the chef, saying, "Well, this is not good enough for me. Thank you, but I think we can try it again." And this trying it again, it's a perspective on spirituality where, in my opinion, the woman had a very important place. Um, and that has been taken away in the last couple of millennia. And I think that right now it's coming more and more to take its rightful place as an equal in creating the story of humanity and the story of divinity, feminine energy and masculine energy together, creating what we call the world, creating what we call everything that is happening, if we think that also these energies are equal inside of us, masculine and feminine. So it's not about being a man or a woman. So in her book, Mary Magdalene Revealed, Megan Watterson, which is an, a researcher and an intellectual of studying the scriptures, is going deep into the Mary Magdalene Gospel. So if we know all the apostles wrote some stuff about this man called Jesus, and only some of them were put in the Testament, not all of them. And then she goes into all these scriptures that were written and were not put in the Bible, analyzing and seeing how the Mary Magdalene and not only a lot of other women were somehow helping and more than helping, being equals with Jesus in preaching this incredible new way of looking at life from a perspective of love and from a perspective of the divinity inside of us. And of course, as here with Megan Watterson, I fully agree based on other research and based on what I like to believe. So it's me choosing my beliefs here, is that Mary Magdalene was Jesus' partner, wife, companion in flesh and body and in spirit, in soul. And that's one of the reasons that we can explain why the resurrection happened first to her and not to anybody else. So I'm reading this book, and one of the parts here that was very interesting for me to read, that I'm still thinking about and I'm still digesting, is how Megan, the author, suggests this union in between the divine and the human that happened throughout history in all the cases when we had a divinity and its human form, and then somehow they were connected in order to keep on demonstrating this union of God and human. It's not only about being God or being human, it's about us understanding that we are both. And inside of this body and this existence or life that we are making, the presence of humanity with all its shadows and the presence of divinity with all its light, it's married into one. And that's how I like to look at Mary Magdalene and Jesus, bringing these two energies together, and also all the other even further approaches into religion and cults and spirituality, where the message was always the same. It was just later on hidden uh, from the knowledge of the masses or from the access of the masses. So I'm pondering this a lot of how is it that us as human can take more ownership of our own divinity, how it is that us as humans we accept fully our humanity, because most of the times we punish ourselves for the mistakes that we are doing or for not being good enough. Uh, and on the other side, we believe that we are completely separated from the divine. How humanity will look like when we will fully be accepting and in compassion with our humanity, and fully understanding, not from a mind's perspective, but from an inner knowing perspective, that there is no separation in between us and the divine, and that the only purpose that we came here on this planet to do is to realize this union in between paradoxes, or in between right and left, in between up and down, in between light and shadow, in between human and divine. Yeah, these are my reflections these days based on this book that I'm reading, and I wanted to share that with you. Also, a little bit from me questioning what is it that I'm giving to you in this program called Magic Mondays. What is it that I can be of service with? What is it that I can talk about that it can be of your interest to, and it can help you with any insight or any question or any new perspective. So, with that being said, if you are interested, I truly recommend Mary Magdalene Revealed, getting a new perspective on Mary Magdalene and the feminine in the history of spirituality. And let's look a little bit at the cards and see what the cards are going to bring us for this week. Today I feel like pulling only from the divine feminine, as this has been my latest reflections on the divine feminine, thinking of this week ahead that is building up in intensity towards a full moon, starting with this first quarter moon that it's going to be exact tomorrow. This energy of stillness. Let's see. Going to be the one on the top. And we have Lalita. It's the red goddess. And what she's telling us is playfulness, it's a spiritual power, and laughter leads me back to the light. I think it's a beautiful reminder to not take everything so seriously, and to remember that our heart opens up in purity when we start laughing and that can be the most amazing connection that we feel with the divine. Well, I'm leaving you with her, Lalita, filled with butterfly and with her ball and with her invitation to laugh, to connect from laughter and joy with ourselves. I wish you an amazing week ahead. May you manifest all the magic that you need in your life, and see you next Monday. Ciao.